Man, look what I got here. You may not know it. I wouldn't have known it until this piece. But this is a Kubey. Come on, man. It's a blurry Kubey. There we go. This is a kb323a M390 titanium. Look at the new box. Come on. Fancy schmancy. Yeah. And it's a new model. Woo. Thin to win. Look at it. New box. Ooh, look at this great cleaning cloth. Nice. I'd keep it, but I've got plenty. New little card. I haven't seen this before. I think that's it. That's all that's in there. I'm going to put this plastic bag back in there. But let's get our knife out first. I mean, is my knife need to be sharpened or what? Or is the bag made out of bulletproof gear? Wow. I do see it's got a big chunk of tape on it. Maybe that was keeping us out. I'm going to have to check the sharpness of that. Come on. I mean, are y'all curious? I'll check it right now. I ain't scared. What's going on with this? Like it wouldn't pierce that box. Well, that edge is... Oh, okay, up there. Yeah, it's pretty ugly up top. I'm going to have to fix it. All right. Man. Look at this. Let's get that blade out. Okay. Well, now, if you're not into small knives, you won't like this because this is a small knife. Great Spidey flick. It's got an excellent back flipper. And the thumb flick, I'm struggling to keep my fingers off the lock bar when I throw it, like right there. Yeah. Man, pretty cool. Let's get this out of the way. So I am kind of a fan of smaller knives. Matter of fact, in my pocket today is my little, is it the Mizo? I think it's the Mizo. The Kubey Mizo. Ouse 10. Yeah, I really like this knife. And, I mean, it's about the same size. Now, this has quite a bit more contouring. I think the scales are maybe overall a little fatter. But, man, really close as a representative of a smaller Kubey. And I actually have that in my pocket today. And also in my pocket, I've been traveling, and so I have both of these in my pocket. Plus, I have my main self-defense weapon in another pocket. But, yeah, come on, man. Really like this Atlas. This Atlas took the place of my Demco 20.5. Got this in, and it's been in my pocket ever since. Like it a lot. But I have, in another pocket, I have this one. It's more of a beater knife, so if I need to, pardon me, if I need to use a knife or something, I carry this one with me so I don't have to pull out my nice knife. I know it's silliness, right? I'm trying to think of who I talked to, man. There's somebody that hangs out at the channel with us here, part of the crew. And I think he told me he carries on average 4 or 5 knives every day, everywhere he goes. I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, pretty cool. But similar in size. I also like There's Kubey has a couple other premium smaller like front flippers. The Cuda, I think. There's a couple, and I like them a lot. The thumb's a little sketchy on this one. I'm finding myself catching it. Hey, let's get in this one. I'm going to move this out of the way. Let's get in here. Let's check it in. Babbling about everything but this knife. And man, Kubey has a string of new models, really nice ones. Pretty impressed. I think I'm going to have to undo this pocket clip from the opposite side to get this to separate. We'll see. Yeah, that goes all the way through to the pocket clip. Looks like titanium hardware. Oh, look, it's got a little thing under the pocket clip to save the scale. Look at that. A little piece of plastic under there. Interesting. I've never seen that on a knife before. Did the screw hold on? I think it did. Yeah. Couple of spacers. There's a screwdriver. Yeah, all this hardware, I believe everything's titanium here. Smaller bearings, but, you know, appropriate to the knife. That's screwed in there. I think I'll leave that attached. No reason to come apart with that. Let's get our little... And the action was such, there's nothing going on there that I need to adjust. Yep, I had to get my magneto. Okay. Little towel action. Doesn't look dirty in here. Looks well. Really nice machining. Almost kind of sharp actually, which is wonderful. I am definitely a fan. If you're gonna mill it, let's mill it. Let's make it crisp so that it bites in the hand. I have a few knives that, you know, when you grab them, they're super soft and fluffy and comfortable. But for the most part, I would much rather that my knife be grippy, sharp in the hand, biting. So that if I have to grip it, I mean, I guess I don't want it so sharp that it's uncomfortable to where I can't hold it or grip it. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm looking for. But a nice median between the two. We'll look at that badging once we go back to the knife. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of titanium going on here. All these screws. I think the pivot, except for that centerpiece, I think the cap on this is definitely titanium, and then this will be steel. Pretty sure of that. Yeah, that's steel. And it really has to be running through the blade, but the cap is titanium. Titanium screw. It's got steel stop pins. Titanium screws. Magnet's too strong. It's grabbing everything. The titanium spacer there. This stop here is going to be titanium, but all the screws are titanium. Yep. Yeah. Pretty fancy. I mean, it's a smaller knife, but Kubey's bringing it, man. Their higher end stuff is as yet to disappoint, and I have been really picking my way through the Kubey lineup. They are making, on the whole, now I've got some check-in to go here, but on the whole, they have been making some really wonderful higher end pieces. Now, out there in the raw market, they're charging a premium price as well. I think, and we'll get to the price and availability on this piece, but I think this piece is over $200. Now, I will direct you to a purchase opportunity on this piece that I believe you can pick it up substantially less than that. Let's see. These are going to go cage down. Yeah. Very nice. All right, we've got these two spacers. This was the pin. This is, I believe, a lanyard spacer for a lanyard. I think I can just come with that later. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm not going to make any adjustments to the action because it really did run well. I'm going to get this screw in and it'll help secure the scales. And then the pivot. Blade centered. I think I might be a hair too tight with the pivot. I mean, it feels tight. I wonder if I can fail it. Yeah, no chance. The detent is such that you're not failing that. I mean, I like it. I like the action on it. I like the detent. Everything feels wonderful. I'm not going to make any adjustments. You know, I tell you, when I get a knife that's running like this one was, it makes me think that they are making a commitment to tuning their product before they leave the factory, not just putting it together with like a standard fit or a standard fitment. Like they have a station that does a final fine tuning on their knives, which includes, you know, messing with the detent and the action and getting things right where they want them to be. Yeah, I mean, that runs really well as long as I consciously get my fingers off of that lock. Yeah, I mean, wow. I don't think I'm putting that back in there. Let's talk about this action. So, Spidey flick, back flipper, thumb flick, all run extremely well. The closing action, it just requires just the smallest amount of assistance, but it's very hydraulic, super smooth, wonderful. It's high level. This is lowered and scalloped slightly, and then the lock side of the frame is scalloped. So access is really simple and easy tension to get through it. Lockup on the knife is about 40%, I'm going to say. So nice lockup on the knife. Let's talk about ergonomics. So this milling is actually grippy. It's not just aesthetics. Like they cut a pattern, little diamond pattern in there that has bite to it, but it's directional. Like this way, like this is sharp and grippy. This way too, but not this way. So it's interesting. Which is kind of the way direction my fingers go. Nice jimping on the spine. It's not quite combat, but boy, it's close. Very close to combat. Can kind of, yeah, not so much. I wouldn't choke up there. It's just pokey by the time you get in there, and any further and you're into the blade. But this grip, not so confident, confident, very confident. I mean, it's over the confident line. It's got a nice finger guard, excellent jimping on there for the flipper tab, and it just really tucks in. I do just get 4 fingers on this knife, and thumb forward, man, is this comfortable. Wonderful. Um, and the grip is so nice here like this that I'm going to say that for me, just for me, this guy back here, I'm going to say that this definitely would qualify for backup self-defense. Yeah, I don't know that I'd want this tiny little thing as a primary, but backup, I think it would be just fine. All right, sorry about that. So the better half had come into the studio and made me go out on the porch and chase off a snake. So now I've done that. Be a first in the video content, chasing snakes. Yeah, wonderful ergonomics, man. I really like the way this feels in hand. And I wouldn't have any problem putting this in my pocket and saying, backup self-defense piece. I mean, it's too nice. I would not want to. I mean, I'm just one of them, man. I don't have mountains of money. You know what I mean? So, I mean, hey, more power to the fellas that can, put a $200 knife in their pocket and then like cut stuff and pry and dig and, not me, man. This thing would be, this is pocket candy. If I put it in there, it's just too much money. And the logo there is, what is that? NBEDC. Not sure who that stands for. NBEDC, and then up here is the M390. Really subtle. Very small lettering. I dig it. Good job on all that. And then Kubey's logo on this premium knife is just in the pivot. Again, I don't think I'm wrong about that. Nobody wants all this badging, man. So, I mean, good job. Put it in a pivot and trust the fact that your logo is recognized. People will know what it is. And, yeah, I like it, man. Nice badging. Wonderful titanium. The blue hardware is kind of interesting to me. I mean, for me, I'd rather it just be stonewashed titanium, or I don't know, satin maybe. I'd say on this knife, not black. This is kind of a dressy, maybe an executive piece. It's wonderful. I want to continue with the ergos real quick. I want to do a reverse grip. Yeah, really comfortable here. Locked in behind the finger tab, and then my palm rides right up on this jimping. So really comfortable reverse grip. And not so much on this Picault style grip. But the reverse grip is money, dude. Yeah, it's nice. Really nice right there. And this is legit, man. Let's check the pocket clip. I think it's going to do fine everywhere. Yep. Oh, nice look. Yeah, it matches this premium knife. It looks wonderful. Nice clean lines on a pocket clip. You can see a little bit of that milling on the scale. Wonderful tension. This is thicker than standard jean material. This is the same size as standard jean material. Excellent tension in the pocket. Yeah, I would expect this knife to be there when I went looking for it. My spot in the back pocket, wonderful. Easy to get it in and out, one-handed. I like it. Yeah. Check it for safety real quick. Make sure we don't have any blade contact anywhere. It's got the nice little pin for a lanyard just to feed it through. You can put a lanyard on it. The tip is recessed. The clip is good. The tip is good. And I'm confident I can handle this knife any way I want as long as it's closed and not make contact with that blade. Wonderful detent on this knife. Yep. Let's see if it's sharp. I have the tiniest little piece of paper, but it is no match. They have this M390 screaming sharp. Yeah, crazy sharp. Wonderful. All right. Well, you know where we're at. Price and availability, man. Let's find out where we can get them and what do we got to pay for it. Okay, so here's the good news, y'all. So White Mountain Knives, man, is the Kubey go-to. I'm just telling you. It's been that way for almost a year now. Maybe it has been a year. I don't know. But this knife is 208 on White Mountain Knives, which, considering the size, seems a bit much. But, I mean, their premium knives have been bringing the cheese, you know, and it's nice. I can't really bust on the knife too much. But the Kubey code in the coupon section, Kubey. If you'll type that in there, that Kubey code takes over 30% off the price of this knife. So in essence, it knocks this $210 knife down to, ready? 140. 140 M390 titanium. Stunner. Wonderful premium little piece. It's a little knife. You got to want a little knife, but I mean, I dig it. I like it a lot. I love the blade. I love the handles, the ergos, and I am a fan of smaller knives. Now, I've been carrying some bigger stuff lately. My 80 20.5 is a little bigger. Even that coldsteel that I've got in my pocket currently, it's a little bigger knife. But I do like my smaller knives. Like the little Mizo that I've carried, it's almost the same size. So yeah, 140. Now there's another model. It's black. It's got gold anodized hardware, where this one's got the blue. That one's 216. But same thing on the code. It probably gets it down to, you know, what's that? Takes it down to 70% at $8. So another $5. You know, I think you're at like 245, 246. You can get the black stonewashed version. Yeah, come on. And that's free shipping, no tax. That's to your door, 140. So, I mean, this is what I'll tell you. I don't know if you're in the market for a $140 small knife. But if you're in the market for this knife, the place to buy it would be White Mountain Knives, because you're not going to get this for that price anywhere else, man. Yeah, kudos to them, man. I dig it. They are my go-to Kubey warehouse, 100%. Hey, I appreciate you watching. I really dig this piece, and I hope you appreciate watching, checking it in.